able to make it. And he spells B like BEE. Got to move the little ones to today is sheep day. Much love. We'll try to be there. Oh, look, I pulled these out. Tony, remember this?
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, somebody's coming
have
on.
our party, right? Yeah, somebody else is coming on. Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Not sure either.
Yeah, Sherri will be here too.
Sherri right away. Your training was great this morning, Tony.
Huh?
Your training was great this morning.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Look forward to seeing you amazing ladies there in New Orleans.
I need to get a passport. I've never even been out of Canada.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I know.
Well,
yeah. You need to come to Texas.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, when last year when we were there, I was like brand new and it was in Vegas. So it was like 4 hours drive. So I was like, I think I need to drive over and check this out. I think this thing's a little bigger than I thought. And Ron did a training and I was like, oh my, he's a big guy. Like he played football, didn't he?
Yeah, Ron played professional football for 4 years for the Cleveland Browns. He was a tight end. Yeah, Ron's a big dude. He like 6'4", 2,
Yeah.
7, something like that.
I was so surprised. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
He's a big dude.
So the other really fun thing I got to experience was I hung out with Josh Anderson's wife for like an hour.
Oh, Katie?
Yeah, I really, I was like brand new. I really wasn't sure what I was in, what I had my hands on and stuff. And I was charging my phone and she needed to charge her phone. And so she just pulled it. She like sat on the floor with me.
Oh yeah. They are down to earth, man. I mean, you get a chance to meet these guys. I've been in all of the houses and stuff, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Guys, incredible.
I mean, I wasn't at the moment. I was like, oh yeah, have us, come, let's share a charger, or a plug. It was a plug that we were sharing. And then I saw him in the gym that morning with his boys. So I knew who he was and the boys were, but I didn't know who she was. And then the boys came up and started talking to her. I was like, oh gosh, are you Josh Anderson's wife? I'm like, I should have gotten a chair or something for you, And she's like, no. Yeah, it was really fun. Hi, Carmen.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm not sure who the other person that joined us is. SAPPA or H?
Please send code here. Okay. Just gonna.
I think that's short for Sapphire.
Yeah.
Whoever incredible.
Okay, Brandon is trying to get on here, so I'm just gonna send him the code here quick, and then.
So let me. There is a pastor. Sometimes people have. It's weird, Tony. Sometimes people have a hard time coming on. I don't know why. I did change it to silver.
Did you have a passcode required? No.
It's silver. It was my passcode. So Sherri's telling him that.
Mine, I guess because I got on there before, it didn't even ask me for a passcode.
It shouldn't. It's not set up like that.
Okay.
It's also my phone number. The number is my phone number.
Keep them all the way. Oh, two little ones haven't had supper yet.
So what's the weather like in Houston today, Tony? Is it nice?
About 75, 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Then what part of Canada are you located?
I'm in Alberta, like central Alberta.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's the temperature over there?
Pretty cold. Like it's still freezing at night, but it's plus 11 Celsius right now. So I don't know what that'd be for you. What is it, like 20 degrees warm? So like
it's
20.
Cold. Yeah.
Yes, it's cold. It's too cold for me. I really don't want to be in this weather, this climate. I'm tropical, but don't have a tropical bank account quite yet.
You're getting there, girl. You're getting there.
Yeah. So
And then, but this your first time doing network marketing?
I've been involved with another company before, but it was a good build too. It just wasn't the compensation plan's nicer with this one. And yeah,
Probably
actually,
too.
yeah, it's like, yeah, it was just kind of, it was building big for a small amount I kind of found. But I also trade foreign exchange currencies. So that's what got
Oh,
me
nice,
over to 7K
nice.
because yeah, they were like, we've just been talking for about well, definitely this past year about how the devalue of the dollar, precious metals is a really good place to be putting your money. So I was just looking at buying gold and silver because of trading and then kind of got into 7K through that. So
You heard of what was the largest company in the Forex doing network marketing, our market live?
yeah, that's who I'm involved with. Yeah.
Okay. You know that Josh and Zach in 2013, when they first started, they were the first two big leaders in that company.
Boy,
In 7 months, they built a team of 18,000 people.
Wow.
7 months, 18,000 people in our market live. Because the CEO of the company, forget his name, but he acts like a mafia guy.
That's Christopher Terry.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
that's
That's him.
it. I know who he is.
Christopher
Yeah.
Terry asked, and I'll share with you guys the story until our guests come on. But Christopher Terry, he knew because Josh has been the CEO of a couple of different network marketing companies. Okay, and so he called Josh and Zach and asked him he wanted Josh to be, and he was going to pay him $2 million a year to be the CEO of the company when they first started, and he wanted Zach to be like the VP of sales, like Alex Morris was. Okay, and so they turned it down, but then he called him and said, I need y'all to be with me in Vegas tomorrow to talk about the proposal. And he said, well, listen, we're flattered, but we got other plans and stuff. He said, no, you don't understand. In 1 hour, somebody's going to knock on your door with 2 first-class round-trip tickets to Vegas tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing y'all. He said an hour later, a guy knocked on the door with 2 first-class tickets to meet Terry in Vegas. And
Wow.
so they told him, hey, we think it's a great concept, but we declined being the CEO and the VP of sales, but we will build a team over there. And they built the first big team over there in 2013. From 7 months, it grew to 18,000 people. But he said, Josh and Zach are both in their early mid 40s. And so they were in their 30s then. They said, but every time they would go to a city and do a meeting, he said they felt like grandpas because it was 17 and 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds in there just tearing the business up, so.
Yeah, it's IM is amazing. I've met so many good people. Actually, Carmen is with IM. She trades. And so I met Terry as well. She's on this call through trading in that company. So there's such a good community of people over there and just very set on personal development. And yeah, trading has changed my life. It's an amazing thing. So I just love this company. Like 7K complements that. So I'm really happy I found both.
It's a great skill set. If you mess, because I actually consulted with a guy that started his own Forex trading company here in the Houston area, a guy by the name of Manoah McClendon, because he was like the big trainer over there in our market live, and then he started his own Forex trading company called Tradenology. And so I actually consulted with him for a couple of years while he got it off the ground and stuff. So. But
Wow.
that's an amazing skill to have. And I know Josh at one time, he was making $500,000 to $1 million a year, just trading 2 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
From
Wow.
6 to 8 in the morning, he's in a room. His wife and his family knows not to come in there, but for 2 hours, that's all he's doing. And he said most people won't have the discipline to do it, But he said it took him 2 years and losing $350,000 of his own money before he mastered that skill set.
Wow. So with time, do you have to be on there at different times a day because of the, I mean, I don't know that much about it, but Forex trading, isn't it like in Japan, there's like different time zones and stuff like that?
But
Yeah.
you know,
Like you have to be
he
available.
was on there 2 hours a day. Oh, there goes my man Brandon.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Is Brandon on?
Yeah.
Hey. Great. I think we have everybody now.
Hey,
The whole gang's here.
amen. That's awesome. We are live. Yay. Yeah, so that's very interesting that they know about that, and it just planted a seed that I have a good friend from Tennessee, Jewel, that's been with IM as well. I need to call her.
Hmm.
You know, there's so many people in my phone that I only got through so many letters when we did our last launch. So we're gonna have to have another launch. But
Sound like it's time for another launch. You know,
yeah,
I'm thinking.
yeah, I had 3 people that really wanted to come on that couldn't. So yeah, we'll do that for sure. So what questions do we have for Tony, you guys?
I can start with one. I know Brandon brought this up on, it was just after you had gotten off the call with us, Tony. We were just wondering who the vaults for the Sound Money wallet, who they were insured by, if you know.
They actually gave that information out at one of our corporate update calls a couple of weeks ago. Initially, it was Lords of London, okay, and Lords of London was the initial insurance people, but then they found out from some of their suppliers that Lords of London is not the best for what we do, and so one of the suppliers recommended another company that's like the creme de la creme in the metals business, and that company again, I wrote it down, but I don't have my notes in front of me. But you know, they switched over to this company because they have a better reputation for insurance millions and billions of dollars worth of metals. And that company, they do an audit once a week. They send 2 different people in there once a week to audit to make sure that we are at least 1-to-1 for what, you know, for what people pay for and then what we actually have. And we're actually like almost 2-to-1 as far as what's actually in the vault. Okay. But the 2 people that come in there every week, neither one of the 2 know the exact amount. So they have to audit the entire vault. It takes a couple of hours to do so. And then they don't leave until they both have the exact number, and they don't know what that number is when they first come in. So
Okay. Yeah, I remember Jason talked about that on one of the Monday night calls a while back, but I couldn't find my notes either that had it written down. So how would I get that information for Brandon? Call the office?
yeah, you
or-
just call the office and ask. What you do is ask for the COO, who is Reed Denning. He's the COO, and he's the real techie guy that knows all that kind of stuff, you know. And he's a CPA as well, so
Okay.
he would know all that information.
Yeah, I've seen him or heard his name before.
Mhm.
All right, I'll get that for you guys
Don't
on
get a
Monday.
hold of them. All of those guys' emails is their first name at 7kmetals.com. So if you can't get a hold of them on the phone, just email Reed at 7kmetals.com.
Okay, cool.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Well, okay. I was wondering, what mines are you guys tied to? Any mines domestically or internationally?
Yeah. So the billionaire Roger Ball recently, well, about 3 years ago, bought 3 different silver and gold mines. One is in the US, 2 are in Mexico, that he actually owns those mines. And they're starting, matter of fact, some of the silver that you can buy on our in the Sound Money wallet, the raw silver, is actually from those mines that he actually owns. But as far as any other particular mines in the world, we don't deal directly with the mines. We deal with the largest what is called license. Because there are 7 steps from the time gold and silver is mined from the earth to the time it's available to the average consumer. Okay, and 7K bypasses about 3 of those steps. And what happens is this: when gold and silver is mined from the earth, once it's delivered to the mint after it's refined and everything else, the mint sells it. I mean, you can buy from the mint, you'll pay an exorbitant markup on it, but the mint sells it at the lowest price. Not only the U.S. mint, the Canadian, Australian mint, they sell it at the lowest price. There are what is called 13 authorized purchasers. Okay, if you go to the U.S. Mint website, look for the authorized purchasers. There are 13 authorized purchasers who are licensed by Congress to buy millions of dollars worth of metals every single month from the largest mints of the world. Not only U.S. Mint, Canadian, Chinese mint, and those 4 are gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. Okay, nobody gets it at a lower price than those guys. So if you want to get the absolute best price, you want to buy from those 13 largest suppliers. 7K buys from 5 of those 13, and then they pass on the savings to the members. Okay, so that's how on the bullion, how we're able to get everybody a volume discount. But we're buying millions of dollars every week from those 5. Okay, so that's how we pass on that savings to the members. So when it comes to the bullion, like this 100-ounce silver bar, you pay the same thing the company pays. Okay, so everybody gets a volume discount. And so it's not tied to any particular mint. We're buying from the 13 largest suppliers, or 5 of the 13 largest suppliers in the world, and then we pass on the savings to the members. So I don't know what mints they're tied to. We just know what mines they're tied to. I just know they're buying from the U.S. Mint and all those other mints, and then they pass on the savings.
Okay, so just so I can make sure I got this right, and we'll just let's just stick to the conversation of the actual mines you guys are tied to. Is one of them in Idaho?
No,
Okay.
Two in Mexico, 2 in Mexico, and then one is in I want to say Montana, but I'm not sure. I know Roger Ball owns 3 different mines, silver and gold mines.
Rob,
The billionaire.
could you please repeat the name?
Roger Ball,
Okay.
who's the billionaire co-founder, and he owns
Okay,
3 different.
My phone is just slightly garbled. I'll get that information by text. I was just wondering, yeah, so new insure. Okay. My big question though, okay, sorry. So there is direct contact with silver mines through your company.
Yes.
3 of them.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. And you guys just recently insured from the Lords to a new company.
It's been a couple of years since we, when they initially
Okay.
started it about 4 years ago, Lloyd's of London was our insurer. But in the last 2 years, we've used the dual one that our suppliers told us that they were more credible than Lloyd's. Lloyd's of London has the name, but they didn't have the capacity to do what we needed as far as weekly audits to make sure that everything's above board.
Awesome. That makes perfect sense. That's a good step, perfect direction. The big question I had is the debit card, the direct spending from the vault in mass retail locations. That is the key to selling this to the large amount of public. So when is that on board?
Well, it was actually supposed to be in the 4th quarter of last year. Okay, but they ran into some challenges, and the week before that SVP Bank, when I had the problems out there, 16th largest bank in the United States, the week before that, because they were some way tied to one of the vendors that was going to do the card for us, and so that kind of put the brakes on everything. But they've worked out all of the kinks in it, and they're actually going to roll it out at our convention next month. So
awesome. This is good timing. Yeah, I feel once that's ready, really good timing. Yeah, I take a little bit to get things. It's going to take me about 3 months to get completely on board. Yes, it certainly will, especially for the average individual to be able to, that's true security with the convenience of our society and our spending power. So as long as the power stays on, they got access, which is more security, I feel, than any other bank. And with this service, good insurance tied directly to mines. I would like the mines names if I could possibly get them, so I can research them as well and have information for them. And myself, within 6 weeks, I'll be ready to step in. I'll have a good plan built and a few people that are ready to actually step in and put money in towards this. That's
Now,
my idea anyway.
my question would be what's the 6 weeks about?
I take time to plan everything I do, and I gather a host of people to support it before I step in.
Okay.
I make sure things are going to succeed with a high probability. So meticulous planning and setup, and that card is a big part of it, especially with the way I'm going to launch it to the clients that I deal with currently. Most of them are business owners, successful entrepreneurs, or family people who have need of this service. And with the reputation I've built with them and the service I already provide them, I have no doubt that a good majority of them will step right in at level 1 or well, most of them will step in at level 2 because they're all money makers.
All right. I like that. I like that.
Cool.
Okay.
So Brendan, do you think that do you have a passport? Do you think you could come to New Orleans in a couple weeks?
No, I got sheep being born and bees buzzing. But possibly after.
Okay.
I'll look into traveling within the next year, but I have projects here that I must attend to that are base of life.
Right. I just had to ask just because you get to meet all these amazing leaders and I think you would love it. So I
It'd
know.
be too soon for me. I would be too eager.
Well, I'll bring as much magic back as I can, but it's a little bit hard when it's something you kind of have to experience.
I know. I can just imagine.
Yeah. They're really salt of the earth people too.
Well,
Yeah.
they're expecting as many as 5,000 there in New Orleans. So
Are they?
yeah, we had a couple of thousand last year in Vegas, and at the time that was the biggest event. But they're expecting in the neighborhood as many as 5,000.
Yeah, we're really growing. It's so fun. Last time when I was there, I was standing in line and I started talking to a girl and her last name was Ball. And it ended up being Roger Ball's daughter, right? Is her name Sherri?
Christy.
Christy, that's it. She sat and talked to my team that I had with me. We drove up. Vegas is only like 4 hours, and it was in Vegas, and she's talking to everybody in line and stood there with us for 15 or 20 minutes. It was really, really amazing.
They are some incredible people.
I learned later who she was.
Yeah, she's the heir apparent.
Yeah.
Roger's grooming her to basically take his board seat and everything else, and she will represent the family because he's like 70% of the ownership. So.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's interesting that those guys were in IM markets. I did that for a short time. And I went to a thing in Vegas and I was like, okay, I know that I have grandchildren, but I this is insane. I mean, it was like high school. It was like, oh man. And they were all dressed to the nines, like it was pretty insane. But I had a good time. So yeah.
Amazing skill set if you can learn it.
Yeah, it really truly is. I know. Is everybody here? Do you guys all do Forex? Do you do the Forex too, Brendan?
Can you repeat that?
You do the Forex trading as well? Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. So Carmen, have you been doing that for a while?
Yeah, I've been doing it for probably about 1.5 years, almost 2 years now. So
Okay.
yeah, and that's how I met Sherri and Denham and Terry and a variety of different people. So
Nice.
it's been a journey for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even remember. It was brand new when I was looking at it quite a while ago. So yeah.
Yeah,
So what
when
other questions you guys have?
Say it again, Carmen.
no, I was just gonna say, when I started, we were able to do binary trading, and then our lovely government decided that they didn't want us making money, so they disabled our binary trading. So
Wow.
we're not allowed to do binary in Canada. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the only way we're allowed to do any binary trading in Canada is if we have a non-Canadian residence.
yeah. So, and I'm
That
sure
government.
they're working on other things. We have there's actually a bank, a credit union bank in Alberta where we live, and they are using their bank, backing it up with gold. And the Alberta Treasuries of Alberta went in and told them, you cannot say that you guys are backed up by gold. And they said, yeah, well, we're going to do whatever we want to do. So you guys can go away now. So yeah, it's very controlling. I'm just waiting to see what else they're going to come up with, what new they're going to come up with, because there's a bill right now that's in our legislation that they want to push through that would give total control to, it's called the CRTC, and they run all our media and anything on internet and all that kind of stuff. So they are trying to push through a policy right now that they will decide what you're going to get and receive and see and read and all that.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys
They
need
call-
a great awakening.
Oh, they call us China.
Oh my gosh. Carmen, that's
Wow, wow.
crazy.
It
Wow.
is crazy. Yep.
Wow. Well,
we-
I'm
Yeah,
believing
so
for
that's
a
kind
new
of,
day, a better time.
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
was-
so that's kind of why there's so many people that are sitting on the sidelines just kind of waiting to see what's going on. And like, because I mean, I have probably 20, 30 people sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
And
Honey.
it's just really getting them on board. Like majority of them were on the launch call. And then I have meetings with 10 more people on Monday night. And but it's the same thing. They just need that little extra security right now because of what's going on, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Sherri is like a Eric Worre double.
I'm a big fan. I've taken a couple of teams to his
His event?
conferences in 2013, 2014. I took a team of 30, took a team of 20 there.
Uh-huh.
And then in 2014, I did the VIP, so I got a chance to spend some private time with him and other $1 million a year plus earners and stuff, Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan.
Her Facebook page is like so educational. I'm like, just go to Sherri's Facebook page. You'll learn your new mindset over there. But the other night she was speaking at an event and she texted me. She's like, what do I say? So I'm like,
Yeah, because I'm still new and I don't know all the information. And of course, as soon as you get there, somebody's going to ask you something technical that you don't know, right? So I said, okay, just tell me. So then, anyway, yeah, I ended up leaving with 10 or 12 different phone numbers, name and phone numbers. So
Nice.
so kind of the tagline for my team's called Legacy Warriors, Tony. And I
Oh,
say
nice.
we're a movement that brings generational wealth and changes families and gives power back to the people. So
Like
I've been
that.
going to all these networking meetings and saying that, and they're like, well, we just sell insurance. And
Yeah.
it's really funny because the financial planners, I can tell when I hold up my silver and I'm getting ready to talk, they're like, run from her. She's
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
away.
Most financial planners, they're taught to stay away from physical assets because the major reason is that they don't earn a commission on it. So that's one of the reasons why they tell you to stay away from it. But the ones that are really serious about putting their customers in the right position, they'll tell you, you need to diversify. It's never good to be 100% in anything. and they'll tell you, you know, you need to. Matter of fact, in my first gold and silver company, we probably had a couple of hundred financial planners that were in there. And whenever their clients asked for physical gold and silver, they would just tell them to get a membership and get it from this company. So,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, I think, you know, Canada is going to really blow up with these guys. I can sense it. You know, there's another girl, Tony Taylor, that's really tearing it up in Canada as well.
oh, nice. Okay.
And she's on Mark's team, Mark and Danielle.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's probably on your team as well, since we all are.
Yeah, Mark and Danielle, they fall under a couple of leaders under Curtis. You know, that hierarchy, but that's part of our team and stuff. So
Yeah, I knew they were. So that's so great. Well, we're excited that you took some time with us this evening. If anybody else can think of any other things that we can brainstorm with Tony, that would be great. Not sure.
What is,
Yeah,
I have a
I have no
question.
further
So,
questions.
Go ahead.
go ahead, Brandon.
No, I was saying I have no further questions. I'll just ask for some information through the email there so I can review it.
Yeah, I
And
will get that
I'll
off to you.
send a small package for what I'm requesting. And yeah, I'll keep planning, and any more information that can be given, especially about the insurance package
Yeah.
that is available to clients.
Yeah, I'm
that
going
would
to
be
email
great.
him tonight, and he'll get back with me sometime next week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll get
as Reed is REED.
REED. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Because I did have an I in there.
Yeah, REED
Okay.
at 7kmetals.com.
Okay. So I'll email him and find out the name of the insurance company there for you, Brandon. And was there any
And the
other
mine's
questions?
name.
Susan, you can tell him you spent time with his older sister, because Reed is Katie, Josh's wife. That's her younger brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they believe in keeping it in the family. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of nepotism there. A lot of nepotism.
Yeah, that's great. And the names of the mines too, right, Brandon? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
And
the
I-
names of
I'm
mine.
sure they gotta have a name for them. I mean, I just know Roger owns all three of them, but
Okay.
I don't know the exact names. As a matter of fact, when we did the leadership conference in October, Roger was showing me videos on how the processes were working and how they were extracting out of the rivers and out of the mine and everything else. So
It's a beautiful thing. Hello, how are you? What an adorable little girl.
This is Eliza Lily.
Eliza. Hi, honey.
All right, well, I'll let you guys go now. I'm gonna be stolen away.
All
So
right.
have a wonderful evening. We'll be in touch shortly. Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you.
Sherri,
What
was
up,
there
Ray?
something you wanted to ask?
Yeah, I wanted to just ask Tony, what is your best closing?
who am I speaking to?
Sherri.
Sherri.
Gary? I have, you know, because I've been doing it for 19 years, I have a lot of different closing, you know. I've learned different closing methods, you know. There's an assumption close where, you know, you just assume the close and say, okay, well, how do you spell your first and last name? You know, and okay, what's the mailing address you want to send to, you know, that's an assumption to close. One of the easiest closes, and that's what Eric Worre actually teaches, is on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay. And this is what I teach, you know, people that are first coming on board and they want to know what to say at the end of a presentation. And basically you share with them, listen, after hearing the information that most people, as far as making the decision to move forward, they fall on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 meaning I'm ready to rock and roll, I'm ready to do this. 1 meaning it's probably not going to be for me. Right now, where do you see yourself? And that's a simple close that doesn't put you in an awkward position, doesn't put them in an awkward position. And because all you want to know right now is where you at, you know, and I'm okay either way, you know. But typically, when you share that one, if they're 7 through a 10, that typically means they have 1 or 2 questions and they're ready to get started. 6 or more, that means they're going to need at least 1 more exposure. Okay.
Right.
So that's one of the most simplest close that you can teach to people on your team before they become more advanced and start making more money, is that, at the end of the presentation, look, typically when people see the information, they fall on, as far as coming on board and making that decision, they fall on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 meaning I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to rock and roll. I mean, let's take it to the moon. 1 for me right now. Where do you see yourself?
Okay.
And
Okay.
more
Yeah, so
advanced
that's
closing. Yeah, and more advanced closing. You want to incorporate some type of fear of loss. Okay, that's more advanced closing.
yeah.
And that's, you'll hear us teach on that on our Saturday training from time to time. But
Yeah.
the advanced closing, you want to always get good at doing 2 things as far as building your business. You want to get good at edification, which is simply talking good about somebody else. That works especially well on a 3-way call. 3-way calls work the best when you properly edify the person that they're going to be talking to, the person that you're going to get on the call. You know what? Hey, Joe, that's a good question. I'm fortunate to be working one of the top leaders in the company. He's very busy, but let me see if I can get him on the line. And when I get him on the line, ask him that question. So when you properly edify, that will make you a lot of money in network marketing and utilizing the fear of loss. Okay. I've been to several Tony Robbins seminars, and Tony Robbins has spent nearly 50 years training on why people do what they do. Okay. And he said, at the end of the day, everything you do and everything I do is for 1 or 2 reasons, either to avoid pain or to gain pleasure. That's it. Everything any human being does, they either do it to avoid pain or to gain pleasure. But of the 2 that moves human behavior, that affects human behavior the most, to avoid pain is a greater motivator. People are more moved by what they stand to lose than by what they stand to gain. So the best closers, they know how to incorporate the fear of loss in the closing. An example like it, because I have a large team, and I'll have somebody that's kind of on the fence about when they're gonna get started. And I'll say, hey, listen, Terry, I know you're looking at getting started, and you can get started whenever you want to. But I just want you to know right now our team is in momentum phase. And the people that get started now, a couple of months from now, they'll have a few hundred people on their team. So you can get started now and be ahead of the wave, or you can wait in a couple of months and you'll have 200 people above you that could have been a part of your team. So just let me know what you want to do.
Right.
People
Yeah.
are more moved by
Which
what they
I
stand
mean,
than what they stand against.
well, and I mean, what you just said is like 100% truth too, right? Because like Canada is just going to boom right away. And
Absolutely.
yeah, there's like so many people. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
You guys in Canada said, listen, this company's only been in Canada for less than 2 years. And, right now it's getting ready to explode with what's happening in the economy. So, you can get started whenever you want to, but those that get started now in a few months, they'll have a few hundred people on that team contribute to the income. Or you can wait till a couple of months later and you'll have a couple of hundred people above you that possibly could have been a part of your team. So you just let me know what you want to do.
Right. Perfect. Thank you.
Very
So
well.
good.
Good refresher. Forget things like that.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I recruited. I don't really ever have to recruit. Like normally people just join whatever I do. So
Beautiful thing.
it is.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But that's a lot to closing, handling objections, because, one of the things I oftentimes tell the new people that's coming on board, you got to recognize what we have our hands on. We are not in the convincing business. We're not. 7K Mellor is not on fry. I'm not in the convincing business, because one of my mentors taught me years ago that a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. Either they open to doing what we're doing or they're not. either you're ready to be a part of what we're doing or you're not. And I'm okay either way. No. So I'm not in a convincing business. I mean, I know what I have my hands on, and I'm not asking people to come on board. I'm just letting people know I have something to give you. I have something of value to give you. And it would benefit your life if you come on board. If not, there are other people out there that will definitely benefit from what we're doing. Because the truth of the matter is most people, when it comes to their business, I mean, each of you ladies and guys on this call, you would think there was something mentally wrong with me if you saw me downtown in your city with this 100-ounce silver bar and I was begging people to take it. They would say, there's something wrong with that guy right now. He has a 100-ounce silver bar. He has the gold coin and he's begging people to take it. And unfortunately, that's how some people treat their business. You're begging people to, and you have the gold brick. You have your hands upon something special. So all I do, I let people know, here's what we have. I would love you to be a part of it, but whether you come on board or not, the train is going to go to the station, whether you get on board or not. I would love for you to be a passenger. I would love to have you come along for the ride. Whether you come on board for the ride or not, this train is going to go to the station.
Yeah,
That's good.
fabulous. It's so good. Yeah, that was perfect. Yeah.
That will help me a lot because I got about 20 people sitting on the fence just dangling.
Just let them know. I have several thousand people that's in my contact list. And I'm getting ready to share this with. I shared it with you first, for a reason. But whether you come on board or not, I'm getting ready to share this with a few more thousand people. So you just let me know when you get ready to get started.
Okay.
And that's what it's called, posture.
Mhm.
Posture is not arrogance. Posture is just confidence, knowing what you have your hands on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then, the compensation plan, like I have never seen a compensation plan ever so good.
It's
Ever.
one of the things I love about it, because I've seen some as lucrative, but this one is really designed that you can't make $7,000 a week unless you've helped a couple of people make $3,500. You can't make $10,000 a week unless you've helped a lot of people make $2,000 a week, $3,500 a week, $7,000 a week. So I love the fact that, and oftentimes it's a turnoff for big builders that are used to slamming a lot of people in and them making a lot of money on bonuses and stuff. And a lot of their people don't even make enough money to pay their auto-ship. Okay. So only the true leaders of builders that want their people to also make money love the compensation plan. Because
Yeah, I
you're
love it.
never going to maximize this one unless you help a lot of other people maximize. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, when
And
I
it
first
kind of,
got involved, I was on a training with Bob Reed, and then he had like 2 or 3 guys on there that had never paid for their coins because they had already been making 250, and they were, I don't remember what levels they were at, but I've never seen anything like this before. That's what
Oh, yeah.
changed. Yeah.
There are thousands of people in 7K that make at least $250 a month. So their coin is free. And, and they love it. And because I have thousands of people on my team that are making money. And I would say over half of them had never made any kind of significant money before. And probably a fourth of them had never made any kind of money before in their market. But they're making $250 a month. They're making $500 a month. And they'll tickle pink. They love it. That, hey, I'm making that and I'm getting assets every single month.
Yeah. It's an amazing thing. Tony, as we do move forward, I made a lot of mistakes in my structuring because I didn't understand, and I've been on quite a bit. So as Sherri and Denham and this amazing team, we might need some assistance.
Give me a call before you place anybody, when you're considering placing, so I can show you how to get the most bang for the buck, because the strategy from $1 million plus a year producers in a binary is that the most effective way to build it is the Pareto principle, the 80-20 principle. You basically will put 80% of your people, your top producers, on the smaller team and 20% on the larger team. And then and until you know who that is, you just want to make sure you have at least one builder personally sponsored left and one builder personally sponsored right. You know, so,
Yeah, the difference is everybody goes out to the side. So it's
That's correct.
keeping that inside, you know, growing is where I didn't understand initially. I gave everybody away.
I've been guilty of that as well. I mean, and that's not a big producer in 7K that's not guilty of giving people away, you know, because I mean, I've personally brought on board, you know, I'm the top recruiter in the company's history, you know, and I've personally brought on board over 400 people. Okay. Well, I don't, if you look at my position, I don't have 400 directly sponsored.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've given away probably half of those to different ones. And I've given away people that became silver, you know, I've given away people that became gold. So.
Wow. Okay. So it's not so bad. I can still make it, right? I thought at one point I'm like, oh gosh, you know.
Now, all the top producers, if they've recruited 20 or more people, they've given away a few. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's the question I was asking. Once you hit certain ranks, do you start giving people away kind of thing?
Yeah. I typically teach people that until you at least get to bronze, get your first 3 and 3, don't look at giving anybody away. Or sometimes I say get to silver, at least get your first 5 and 5 before you look at giving people away. You know, so you know, you got to put yourself in a position where you can make some money before you're looking at giving away, you know, to different ones. I've had some people that didn't follow that, and they gave away a silver that went silver in 21 days.
Wow.
21 days. They gave it away. They could have personally sponsored them. But this lady went silver in 21 days. She held the record for like 6 months.
Wow. So
Wow,
is it pretty much 54 on each side to be a silver? Is that kind of the number? No,
54 total.
54 total. Okay.
If you had 54 people in the right spot, 10 personals, and then a bronze left and a bronze right. A bronze is only 22 people in the right spot underneath you. So
Okay.
if you add 22 and 22, that's 44 plus 10. So there's only 54 people in the right spots and you're silver.
Well, let's have like Carmen. I think Carmen would be the best person to pick to become a silver in 90 days. So she'll get one of those beautiful bars.
Okay. How far are you in, Carmen?
She's not
I'm
in
on-
yet.
I'm not in it yet, but I'm starting this next week, so
Okay.
I'll be on it.
All right. Well, if you're looking at starting next week, you want to go ahead and get your first 2, 3, 4, 5 lined up so you can hit the system as an associate, hit the system copper first week, because they got prizes on the table right now in this current contest. If you hit copper in your first 10 days, they give you a coin, and bronze in your first 30 days, they also give you another coin.
Okay, perfect. Well, I do have a list of people already waiting for me to contact them and set it up. So yes, definitely. I'm
Okay.
working on it for sure.
All right. Well, like I said, you get everything together, and Susan, that'll be a good person to do a launch with. Well,
Yeah.
we do another
Yeah.
launch.
Yep. I think it's going to be great. And ladies, I'm going to be gone for a week next week. And Tony said he would step in and help you guys out with 3-way calls or stuff that you need. So I'll make sure that Sherri has your information.
Make sure they have my contact information. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
And
thank
Tony,
you.
actually, if you go to his Facebook page, he does some amazing teaching, you guys, on his Facebook page.
Yeah, he
So,
does.
yeah.
No,
We're
trying to
so
add
blessed. I mean, I'm telling you, Tony, the other night when you did that launch for us, I was going to ask a question and I had it written down, but I couldn't even talk because Sherri's texting me. She goes, "Does 7K always come on to the?" And I'm like, "Oh," because I'm letting them in. You know, I'm seeing this happen, right? And I'm like, oh my word, look at, when Madiba came, I just thought you were going to have Emily, which, she's cream of the crop to me. Like, she's like my favorite star. And then all these people, and I was just like, so I was literally holding back my tears because I was so excited, because I've been messing with this for a while, but I didn't have anybody to help me. And I made all these mistakes, and I'm running on leadership from just me. And, you got to have somebody to hold on to. So I can't, there's not words to describe how thankful I am to have you step in and help us. So we're gonna become really big, and you're gonna have this huge Canadian team, and it's gonna be beautiful.
I look forward to it.
You might have to come for a visit.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna make a trip to Canada real soon. So
Yeah.
real soon. So we
In the
got
summer.
we got some things planned. So
Oh, good.
looking forward to coming across the border there. So
Yay.
That's awesome.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much, Tony. Really appreciate all your wisdom and helping us here. So thank you so much.
all right, ladies, y'all have a great evening. Look forward to another great week.
Yes.
Thank you, Tony.
Betcha.
Take care.
Thank
Thanks,
See you
Tony.
guys.
All right.
Good night.
Tony, thanks,
Bye.
Susan.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.